today we're going to be doing a few simple TheraBand exercises. These are great to have in a pre-point class. Also great to have in general if you're on point or thinking about going on point, just because they can really target some muscles on all sides of the ankle and the foot. The first thing we're going to do with your TheraBand is some demi-point to full point. With the TheraBand long to start, with your heel on it, and usually it helps to have a little bit of resistance underneath that heel, and you wrap it up on the top. You want to have the TheraBand as wide as possible, covering as many toes. So sitting tall, you're going to take the time to really coordinate that ankle into a demi-point. You don't want it to be any type of sickling or even really winging too much. You really want that to be directly over your, where the second toe is directly in line with what we say is the talus, but your middle of the ankle joint. So we're going to do 5 reps of just really working on that precise demi-point first. And you're going to hold that demi-point and do 5 reps of pointing through your toes. As you do this, try not to just curl the toes underneath, but you want to have the longest point possible and then be really reaching the toes farther forward. Ideally, they're moving together. Mine are a little bit off, but that's the goal, is to really be pointing through and they're all doing the work and they're all arriving at the same time, not just this big toe pulling all of the weight. So that's the first part, just those demi points and then the full point from that demi position. Next thing we're going to do is something called eversion in the anatomy world. It's called winging in the dance world. So I'm just going to wrap the TheraBand here. Take your other foot as your anchor and start with flexed feet, putting it right next to it. And then for a little extra resistance, open your legs slightly, really pulling up in your belly and sitting as tall as you can. And again, trying to have everything perfectly aligned. Nothing angled here. We really want it to be totally flat in a perfect world and sitting tall. And then you're working this leg mainly, but the other one is doing work to stabilize. So you're just going to evert or wing your foot as you go to the side. Notice how I'm trying not to let that bend here, but just slide as if there's a wall in front of the TheraBand. So 10, 25, as many reps as you can handle in this position. And then pointing down, same thing in this position. Again, keeping a little bit of resistance by widening your legs here just a bit. And then really trying to keep pointing through maximum toes at the bottom as you go out to the side. A lot of times we kind of come up as we wing here, and it's very difficult to do. I'm still working on it as well, but you point through and then try to keep that same position as you go out, so it's really almost coming down on an angle in this direction. Next thing is inverting or sickling, which dancers don't like to do, but it's really important to work some of the muscles on the inside of your joint here. So again, having a little resistance with this leg that's not working, but it's supporting it here, sitting up tall, and going to sickle the foot this direction. Now with this, try to really control it as you go down. Don't just let it collapse. But as you go out, specifically avoid that collapse here. Same thing in a pointed foot. As you go in, again, trying to reach down on like a diagonal as you go out and in. So there's just a few TheraBand exercises to start. You can do so much with this, but let's utilize those to work some of the bottom muscles of your feet and the outside and the inside.